Keir Starmer has been in Italy with Meloni. So you've got a left-wing, radical left-wing human rights guy over with what would be labelled as far-right Meloni in Italy. Now, I appreciate many of you will know much of this already, but it bears repeating at some level. Firstly, Meloni has been very successful at getting migrant numbers down. She's done that by, number one, hitting where they leave. So Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, she's making deals with those guys to stop the boats. So the deals aren't go stop the boats. The deals are, if you stop the boats, we're going to invest in you. So investments in trade, investments in deals, in infrastructure or whatever. So she's funding development of those countries in order for them to work with her and stop the damn boats. And she's done brilliantly well. Numbers are down by about 65%, which, you know, historically, when I was there on the shores of southern Italy, was an absolute flood. The other thing she's done in a two-pronged attack is to offshore migrants. So if they arrive from a safe country, they are immediately offshored in Albania. She's moving them to Albania. They're held there because they came from a safe country. Typically, it is the case that they can be deported. So with relative efficiency, she's managing to deport economic migrants who don't get to enter Italy. They're offshored in Albania and deported direct from there. And the genius thing about that, as many of you will already appreciate and all ordinary people can appreciate already, is it stops you getting these migrants in country, because as soon as you land someone or allow them into your country or they get into your country, it is almost, if not impossible, as you've seen here in the UK, to remove them. So Giorgia Meloni has a brilliant two-pronged system. It's working brilliantly. It's enhancing her relationship, an Italian relationship with Albania and with others, because there's a reciprocal trading agreement and Albania and these other countries are prepared to be tough. So far, so great. The issue is that Keir Starmer is none of those things. Keir Starmer is not Meloni. Keir Starmer does not work for the people. Keir Starmer does not represent democracy. He works for his superiors, the bidders who tell him to do what to do. And the really important thing here is Keir Starmer joins a group of individuals, formerly Biden, Kamala, Obama before that, all leaders in the EU, left-leaning leaders, Ireland and others, who have no intention of trying to stop the movement of human flesh. The modern slave trade is so incredibly profitable and it rewards them because they're doing their bidding of the masters, that they've no intention of stopping it. So that's the actual story here, is that Meloni is genuinely and legitimately trying to reduce the number of illegals coming into Italy because it harms her political power. She campaigned on it and Italy's not standing for it. However, Keir Starmer is none of those things, has none of those good intentions. He is merely trying to give the illusion of trying to control it. His meeting with Meloni is not to learn or to understand or to study or to copy methods. It's to give the illusion of trying to do something about it, all the while, if anything, encouraging the movement of more illegals, more profit for his banking masters, his political masters, more profit for himself. Because as I have said before, as many of you are fully aware, those who control the movement of human flesh, a slave trade unlike anything ever seen before in the past, are the leaders of the major religions, the leaders of political dynasties, and the banking scions and the global leadership. The movement of every pound of flesh from Africa upwards, some of the profit from that flesh ends up in their pockets. So the reason I just wanted to briefly talk about this in some way duplicative point is really to say that this story and the headlines that you'll see, the headlines it's grabbing, his PR, his press team, his communications team will be celebrating this as a massive success for Keir Starmer, because the headline is Keir Starmer goes to Italy to learn from Meloni how to control migrants. That's it. That's the head. That's all this exercise was about. This was a communications exercise, and it's worked perfectly. Beyond that, nothing will change. Nothing will happen. They had to have answer headline for the weekend's headline, which was 800 people on Saturday, 500 people on Sunday. The communications response to that, if I'm advising number 10, is grab the headline with, we're doing something about it. That's the Meloni meeting. So there's no real substance behind it. There's no real purpose behind it. There never will be an Albania for the UK. We will never offshore our illegals. He's not trying to control the number of illegals. He's only trying to control the headlines. And if you watch the 6 o'clock news tonight, or the 7 o'clock news on Channel 4, or whatever you want to watch, you will see that he has controlled the headlines perfectly. And the only bit of kind of curiosity or questioning of this is, well, why would left-wing Keir be meeting with right-wing Meloni? And that's so facile, that's so basic, that's so missing the point as to never have seen the point at all. This is a bit of excellent communication work by Keir's communication team. For that, they should be commended, but for lying to the British people, they share part of that odious guilt of not doing what you are appearing to be doing for the people for whom you are supposed to represent.